My name is Irshad Chaudrey, and I'm a past president of the Shock Society. I'm a professor in the Department of Surgery at University of Alabama at Birmingham. My first memory of shock was really getting together the founding members in a restaurant in Chicago. I think it was in 1997, where 6, 7, or 8 of us got together and hashed out the issues which were prevailing, such as the limitations of our work being presented at the FASA meeting, and therefore we needed a separate and indistinct voice, and that's what the reason was for creation of the Shock Society. Shock is a very unique situation in a sense that if you lose, you can go into shock by various means. But primarily, let's say if you lose a larger amount of fluid.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Why shock? Why the society?
Can we cut this off? Because I went through the wrong way, obviously. Why Shock Society? Because I think we have the interest of people who are truly, genuinely interested in solving and learning the problem of shock and how can we overcome and hopefully benefit the patients who are undergoing severe shock due to various circumstances. Could be blood loss, could be sepsis, could be other infections, and so on. So that's the main reason why we all get together, in order to provide information or get information from each other and hopefully help the situation and resolve the issues. I hope I realize that in order to promote the continuation of shock research, you have to make sure that you're providing adequate help, assistance, guidance, encouragement to our younger people. They are the backbone, they are the future leaders. So you have to nurture them. And I think the major thing is to improve the communication and encouragement of interaction between young people and senior people. The society helped me in various ways because it provided me the platform to interact with people of the same discipline, in a sense, not our diverse discipline, but with a common interest. And that is to resolve the issue of shock, how to move forward, how to correct the problem, and how to help the patients. In terms of, it gave me the opportunity to interact with surgeons, anesthesiologists, biochemists, physiologists, cell biologists, and veterinary medicine people. I think this is a very unique situation that you can have different disciplines under a same roof to discuss a common problem. So that's how it helped me, because then it got me to realize there are different angles to the same thing. And you can look at it, you can skin the cat, I guess, in a sense of different ways. But how do you do it and how do you achieve the final result is the crucial thing. That's a little difficult for me to say because during my presidency, the meeting was held in Vienna, Austria. And since not being in our own country, there are limitations to what you can and cannot do when you have a joint meeting. So I think the hardest decision was really to have a joint meeting with the international meeting. But in retrospect, if I look back, that really opened up more avenues and more approaches for interacting with diverse number of people. And I think that's the best thing has happened, because the world is small. We need all to work together, and diversity always helps. This may sound a little funny, but this was the first occasion my whole family went with me, with my wife and 3 children. And as you know, there's a presidential run. And this was the first and the only time that the entire family ran the presidential address. I might add, that record still holds and has not been broken. So that was one of my fondest memory, because in Shock Society, besides doing science and clinical research and so on, you also interact at a social level. And I think this provided that opportunity to interact with other families and fellow colleagues in a totally unrestricted fashion and uncumbering fashion. I'm not sure I recall anything funniest during that year, but subsequently I do remember when later on the journal Circulatory Shock was in trouble, and the society decided to sever the relationship with the publisher, the Wiley Liss. And that time, they wanted to start a new journal, take the risk of starting a new journal, and one of the past presidents decided to put his own money in order to start the journal. They asked me to be the editor of the journal. I had no experience, so I called my wife and I said, they're asking me to do this. And she simply said, say N-O, loud and clear. I thought of it, and I didn't want to disappoint the society in many ways, so I turned it around and said NO stands for nitric oxide, which was the molecule of the year, and I can't say no to that. So I did accept the invitation, and in return I had to end up buying a Jeep Wrangler for my wife, because that was the sacrifice she had made, so I had to make sure that I compensate somehow. Is simply to say that it is indeed a great pleasure and honor to see that the society has grown and continues to grow, and the interaction between young people and the senior members and people from different disciplines continues to grow. Perfect example is the poster sessions, where senior people and junior people all mingle together and they discuss openly and freely. And we have lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, and that provides the opportunity to really interact and grow as a membership society, as a family rather, and give tremendous feeling of cohesiveness. So I hope that this continues on, and the society is in a very firm grounds, and it continues to expand. And we have involvement of international communities, because Japan, China, number of other countries are also now involved, and every 4 years we have an international meeting, which is a pleasure to also see that we have friends from different parts of the world and colleagues from different parts of the world. So I think collegiality and continuation of the work together, hopefully, will help and solve the issues. Thank you.